Hey everyone. Hey, we're Geartivity and we're on the trail.
Yes, we are.
In this challenge, we each are going to use a handheld $20 sewing machine to make our own tents. We have until nightfall to hike to our own campsites and make our own tents. It can be any style, but each tent has to be a sewn shelter and make it through the night to win. We each get all the materials we need to make a tent: sewing machine, MYOG fabric, scissors, the works. We also each agreed to use the same measurements for the materials needed. But here's the catch. We picked out the materials for each other and put them in these mystery bags, so we have no idea what materials we'll be using to make these tents.
So good luck to you, madam.
And you too.
Okay, here's the great reveal. Here's my plastic bag. Mine is heavier. I'm hoping I gave her everything. I'm a little scared about that.
Well, it
I'm
wasn't
scared.
exactly the most accurate of cutting. Let's be real.
Okay.
Wow, she gave me everything. I did exact measurements. So this is a plastic polyester screening, kind of like what you would put in a chair, a lawn chair. This feels like it has a backing to it. I have some yellow canvas, a canvas you would put on an awning. All right, what else is in the bag? I got some elastic, a little bit of webbing, looks like a long zipper, Velcro, some plastic. I'll have a window to my world. And what a pretty world this is. All right, what else? Oh, some screen. She definitely gave me a lot more material than I gave her. She even gave me a hand. I got 2 hands. Good, because I'm going to need some help on this. They're buttons.
All right, team. So I'm at my little area. Let's see what we got. Yeah, this is really light. So we have mesh screen. I can make like a window. I could make a little screen door. We've got some plastic here. Okay, so I actually picked out this same thing. So this is some awning material. I believe it's canvas. It crinkles up really nice. This is some yellow cordura. This will look really nice together. We've also got some yellow webbing to match, some zippers. We've got some self-stick Velcro. Now remember, we have to use all of these elements. What is this? Ooh. She gave me some reflective adhesive. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's cool. Look at that. Last but not least, our wild card item. These 2 cute little plastic triangles and these 2 little clips that go with it. So hopefully you guys can see these. But they're 2 little dangly janglers.
But right now, I've got to figure out what kind of tent I'm going to make, because I don't know yet. So I'm going to think.
I've spent some time off camera drawing out what I think I'm going to make. But I'm going to make a 1-person pup tent. And it'll have a zipper opening, and it will have a screen mesh. It'll have a plastic window. So yeah, let's get to sewing.
I need to put in a zipper. I have to have right sides together, and then it'll open up like this to make the seam. I'm gonna put in a notch right about there in the corner so that I can go around this corner like so.
And I'm now just realizing that we are not going to have enough to be a pup tent. Because of the amount, it may end up being a lean-to. So we'll have 2 yellow triangles, 2 green triangles, and we'll sew those together to make a fun pattern. We've got a nice square, and we're going to cut it on our diagonal. So now we've got our 2 triangles, and we're going to go ahead and use them to make our corners. So these hypotenuses of these right triangles, or is it hypotenuse? I don't know the plural. This hypotenuse will go to this hypotenuse of this right triangle. They'll come together.
I'm also thinking about giving Amelia some extra fabric because I have plenty. I don't think I'll need any more. Hey, Amelia, I have some material for you.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
This is great because I needed this. Chris stopped by and gave me some nice, another section of sunshade. So this is great. I'm not quite sure what I'll do with this yet because it's still not a lot.
Okay, and that's where I'm gonna end it. Now, I need to stitch the top of this onto this green stuff.
Okay, so we're about halfway through the first 2 triangles, and look at that. Look at, I mean, how well it's doing. Yes, the line is crooked. Okay. Yes, the seam allowance is, maybe less than ideal, right? But tiny little Singer plastic sewing machine that's battery operated is sewing through industrial grade materials. Like this is a commercial grade sunshade material that you would see on the outside of stores, on those umbrellas like sun umbrellas, things like that. Like both of these materials are heavy duty, industrial, commercial grade, heavy duty fabrics. And this Singer is just sewing right through it. You can't beat that. You really can't, because I'm out here in the woods on trail, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying nature, having an excellent time trying to best my mother, which is hilarious. And I'm so impressed. I'm very impressed with this little machine.
That would be the inside. This would be the outside. Inside. All right, so it'll turn out like this. Okay, I'm gonna stop here on this section before I get to the end because I have to add an extra panel this way to finish this.
Okay, last section of the second square. Here we go. It's our first half. It's our first section. So we've got a nice little square now.
See that? Now I have a zipper in there. Now I need to do the bottom. Finish with this bottom part. I know this is confusing. It'll all make sense.
Okay, I don't think you guys are ready for how well this turned out. Okay. Ready? Boom! Look at that striping action. Look at that pattern continuity. This will forever be my new flag.
At this point, both of us had made decent progress with our shelters, but that progress was hard won. Our sewing machines kept breaking thread, and even though we were impressed these plastic machines were sewing at all, it was still frustrating for us to stop sewing every few minutes just to rethread our sewing machines.
So we have to fix this.
I'm not sure how it's going for Chris. I'm not sure if she's having the same issues or if, knowing Chris, she's probably being a wizard at it and it's probably going amazing.
We were also several hours into sewing in 80-degree, sunny, hot weather.
I keep moving to different areas to avoid the direct sunlight.
I was filming with my phone, and because we had already been filming for several hours, I actually had to stop filming at this point because my battery died and I ran out of storage space. I think I ended up changing my design at least 5 times during this challenge because of the limited amount of fabric that I had. And before you blame Chris, just know that I was the one who picked the measurements, so I had no one to blame but myself.
Okay.
I'm mostly, I'll be honest, I kind of eyeballed a lot of things.
Okay.
These obstacles could have been demotivating, but Chris and I love a good challenge, and we're both really stubborn.
One more time. Sometimes it's better just to keep going instead of starting and stopping.
It took us about 6 hours total to complete these shelters, not including hiking time, and that was pretty short. Thankfully, we had great weather all day and night, so our shelters held up well.
Chris, tell me about your sewing process. How did you think it went?
It went fairly well. It was long, but there was a lot involved. The sewing machine, you needed to make sure that the upper thread was long under the needle, because if not, it would bounce out constantly. But that was just me trying to get something done fast and not paying a lot of attention. But there was a lot of stitching involved, so it's not surprising. And yeah, so It went well.
There it is. So this is the lean-to that I made, the finished product. It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was an exhausting process. It was exhausting coming out here and, you know, carrying those heavy duty materials in a backpack and then sewing in the dirt and coming up with everything. It was a lot mentally and physically. So it was a pretty difficult challenge. It was also a ton of fun because, you know, we had never really done anything like that yet. So it was a lot of fun just to see like what our limit was. But it was, by the end of the day, I was definitely done. I was ready to be done. So I'm glad we finished at nightfall, and I'm glad that the tent survived the night. Yay!
did? All the way. And yep, I can just try zipping myself in.
Yeah, do it.
If you liked this video, please like and subscribe so my mom and I can continue to make new memories together.
Wave goodbye.
Thanks for watching.